All right, so my name is Rene Ruiz, and I am a fashion designer in Coral Gables in Miami. I've been designing for the last 20 years in the city. And when I first started my business, I was going to be an architect. But when I was going to school to be an architect, but then for some reason things changed in my mind, and I was always had a passion for like building things and constructing things. And as you can see, my designs are very architectural, and the way they're put together is the construction is very important for me. And I changed majors and I became a fashion designer, and I've been very lucky that I've been able to do it in the city that I love, which is Miami. And another thing is that we do business in France and Paris. And since I am more of a high-end designer in Miami, and I sell all over the country and Europe also, I work with small family-owned mills in Lyon that are very creative, and they're very easy to work with. You know, they allowed my business to grow and to be recognized in a different way. Also, we just did the Vendôme luxury show in Paris at Le Vendôme and at the Hotel de Maurice, and it was a great experience because it helped us make connections with different people in the industry, so we can grow the business and have more of an affiliation with French companies that want to bring their business, their goods to the U.S., as well as we, expanding around in Europe. In France, of course. One of the things that I've been finding, I've been going to the Première Vision fabric show in Paris, which is the biggest one in the world, for the last 10 years. And I know that some other countries are trying to catch up with the way the French do their laces and they do their fabrics, but it's really quite a ways to go still. There's a lot of countries that are like emerging countries and emergence economy, that's what we were talking about, that are trying to compete with the French way of making fabrics. But still there's something really special about the creativity and the tradition of the French people about making fabrics. Like, for example, and I don't know if this is getting too technical, like before, most of the rest of the industry in other countries were like getting silk fabrics and extra wide fabrics, which makes it easier for the designer to create and to be more innovative with these fabrics. The French always been doing it, and that's something that you cannot get with fabrics from other countries. And so one of the reasons that we continue to go to Paris and into companies in France for our fabrics and for ideas and inspiration is more also because they always ahead of the rest of the world. Although they are emerging countries that are trying to like compete, but always you have to remember also that France has a long tradition of just beauty and just incredible attention to everything that was beautiful, not just in the last century, but over many centuries. So I still think that they have that edge of like being creative and seeing things in an artistic way and different and a more avant-garde vision of things, even if they're like something as old as couture that's been around forever, but they still have that advantage, and it's going to be a while before other countries will be able to reach to that point. So there's still room to grow, and there's always going to be more. The creativity is endless, and the history in France is just amazing. One of the reasons also is that Miami is even more than a melting pot. Especially today, the way we're growing as a city. For example, I myself am of Cuban descent, but I consider myself a Miami designer. I'm a product of Miami because I became a professional in this city, something that I wouldn't have the chance to do in my country. I became a professional in the city, and I became successful in this city. And I am a product of Miami. And when we go and show my clothes and my designs around the country and the world, a lot of people identify my style with a Miami flair, not just with a Latin American flair or a Cuban flair, whatsoever. It's more of a Miami flair because I am a product of this city and all the cultures and all the people that come to Miami, and it's made Miami what's becoming today. That is really, and it's going to become a really important city in the whole world.